Hello YouTube, and how are you all doing? I hope you're doing fantastically fabulous, and if you're not doing fantastically fabulous, that's a you thing, not a me thing, and we're back with another Facebook post because I wanted to discuss this one since October 28th of 2020, and I don't even know what month it is now. I mean, it's March? April? I don't know. Whenever I upload this. So this is in a Facebook group that deals with witchcraft. Okay, so they talk about witchcraft. Okay, witchcraft. And this kind of irked me a little bit. Shutting off comments about Christianity. This is a pagan-based group. Sorry, not discussing Christianity or the like. Why? Is the first question. Do you know how much magic there is in the goddamn Bible? Have you held that thing in your hands since before you were a witch? That thing has so much magic in it. The Psalms alone, my grimoires, are filled with them because the Psalms and the individual sections of the Psalms can be used in magics. I don't understand this nonsense around the hatred of anything Christian. Oh, I'm a pagan, I don't like Christianity. Oh, I don't. It's like you won't even have a civilized conversation with them. And then you turn around with your fantastical stories of, oh, well, this one time on a subway in New York in 1923, I sat down and had a conversation with this Christian and I told him I was a witch. And he said he was gonna hang me. I mean, we have our own fractured disillusionment here on this platform. If I called on half of you to lend me your energies one night in the middle of a live stream to create a cone of power for something, I don't know, I bet you 90% of the half of the people that I asked to help me wouldn't show up. And the other 10% would be too inexperienced to be able to raise their own energy, let alone a cone of power. Which is no shade. I mean, you want to be there for the party, right? We can do this all together. We put our energy together. We can do anything. The community is fractured in and of itself in a way where people like to... I don't see this much anymore, but I used to. So that's why I'm drawing on this. That's why I'm using this as an example. So let me rephrase. The community was fractured in a way where people used to tell each other how to practice. Do you remember those people? Right? The Wicca thumpers? Oh, you have to set your altar up this way? Or the people who are the Morrigan experts? Oh, you have to work with her this way. It says so right here in this book. And let me tell you, if you are a person who loves to do it by the book, girl, you do you. I appreciate, but don't you shove that shit down my throat. Don't you shove that shit down my throat, motherfucker. I ain't got no damn time for your nonsense and your pennies. But what I can tell you is that I think pagan-based groups should open themselves up to discussions about Christianity. I mean, yes, you get the occasional person that despises Christians and will just try to overtake a thread or a comment section or whatever and try and rule, but you can just block that person. And you can kick out the crazy, you people need Jesus people from your groups. But I don't think shutting down comments or shutting down or creating rules, because it goes on to say in the comments that she created a rule now where you can't talk about anything Christian. There's no angels, no demons, no nothing, none of that exists. It's all biblical and all of that other stuff, to which it did get some flack, because demons and angels, there's lots of traditional witches who work with those. Hi, I work with demons. Don't you be taking away my right to discuss them demons. Right? And I think that it's just, when we limit ourselves, when we shut ourselves down and be like, I don't want to talk about this because I don't like it, oh, blah, blah, right? Like there was a little bit of a conversation on Facebook groups that quickly disappeared, but it started around the concept of Christian witches. What is a Christian witch? Can you be a Christian and a witch? And obviously the answer is yes. Because they're both mythical, magical things. One is a religion and the other one is a practice. I don't think you could be a Christian and a Wiccan, because they're two separate religions. That'd be like mixing Christianity and being a Jewish, like going to temple and whatnot. I was looking for the word Judaism. That's what I was looking for, right? Like you wouldn't mix those two religions, so why would you mix Christianity and Wicca? But I mean, at the end of the day, a Christian witch, right, with the spells and the candles and the magic and the, so on and so forth, but God being the one you pray to, or maybe you read Psalms over your magics, or whatever it is the case may be. I mean, for Christ's sakes, I bet you half of you, your grandmother was a witch. And I don't mean that, like, you knew she was a witch, but, like, she could, like, one of those, like, religious ladies that's, like, sitting there and she's knitting and she's got the Bible open and she's, like, reading a passage and you're, like, looking at her and she's, like, moving her lips and she's reading the passage and it looks like she's been reading the passage for, like, 3.5 years already, and it's like, hurry up, grandmother. How long are you gonna read that one particular passage? Oh, she a witch. She reading that passage over and over and over and over again, enchanting the thing that she's knitting. Makes sense to me. Don't make sense to you, but it damn well makes sense to me. So my point is don't discourage the conversation around Christianity, because there's so much magic to be had there. Especially in Catholicism. That's nothing but magic. I mean, what is an exorcism if not a spell? Right? And apparently Wiccans, there's exorcism spells out there to excise negative spirits. And what is a demon that is possessing someone if nothing more than a negative spirit? So you don't need a Catholic priest, you just need a Wicca Becca. Right? Just get the charmed ones in there, right? The power of 3 will set you free. The power of 3 will set you free. Chant it with me. The power of 3 will set you free. It's technically will set us free, but, we're removing a demon. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this short little conversation. I love you. Toodles. These are creepy smiles.